Hey everybody, what's going on? It's JD Temple back again from the light of the darkness. Welcome back, soul family, and welcome any new viewers. Please be sure to like and subscribe this video. And I have a very, very special guest with me today, my dear brother, LD Alchemist. Be sure to check out his channel on YouTube, LD Alchemist, as well. But without further ado, here is my brother, LD Alchemist. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fantastic, man. How have you been?
Good, man. I've been doing really good. I've been coming out of the winter depression. I guess I get like pretty bad seasonal depression. And that's something that I deal with all the time anyway, but this winter it really kicked my butt like really hard, but I'm really doing really well now, and my magic is like back on track and like just I don't know how to put it. It's banging hard, like for real. And like me and Sarah have manifested some of the most amazing things that I wish that I could talk about tonight, but I promised her that I wouldn't talk about it until her and I do a video together regarding this big thing. It has to do with the subject, the content of the program here tonight, which is on ayahuasca. And LD Alchemist just recently had his first experience sitting with the medicine at Soul Quest in Orlando, Florida. And he is going to get into that in depth and really take us step by step from really, I guess, maybe hopefully like when he first made his reservation and had his spot locked down up until the time of him, coming home and what his experiences were from kind of beginning to the end. I really want to dig deep into it because especially like these first moments, these first few times sitting with the medicine, they're so impactful and so profound and so life-changing. And I can't wait to get into this experience with you and see how all that went for you.
Yeah, I'll start off with right when I was learning about Soul Quest and ayahuasca and my previous experiences with psychedelics and such things as that, because one of the most important things I know about and understand even more is not everyone is the same, and you have to know thyself, especially before going to do ayahuasca, because it's definitely not just some drug. It's a medicine that makes you have some deep reflections, and kind of like psilocybin, how you have to look into the closet, and whether that's good in seeing what's going on or all the skeletons you have in there, either way, you are going to have to see yourself for what you are. And so knowing with that preparation, they give you this diet you need to follow. And that to me was the first thing of like, okay, I got to make sure I get myself, my mind, body, and spirit ready for this whole entire experience. And about the time I signed up, I mentioned to you about just kind of me going down there, and you were excited, and you told me about Santa Morte. And as a kid and a child, I always had like this love and passion for dark things. Like when Spawn was out, I love that. The Grim Reaper has always been something that's resonated with me. I always loved the skulls, and you said that she would come through.
Same.
And so as I'm seeing this and I'm looking into her, I'm seeing that she's one that helps you out during transitional phases for healing, and she does many other things, but those are really the big things I was looking into. And one of the big things I saw that had any concern for me was being abstained from caffeine and marijuana. And to me, those are two things that were integrated in my life to where it's like, I love my caffeine, instead of waking up and just going to natural energy, it's nice to do a little shot of that. And now let's do some meditation. And then every couple of days here and there, get some smoke to be able to relax. And so I thought, oh, wow, this is going to be pretty intense. So as the weeks were coming up to that, I got a little bit nervous, but I thought, Santa Morte, I will just sit in her presence after I'm done meditating every morning, as well as Orias from the Goetia, for he's really great for mind control and manipulation. And so I wanted both their assistance through to getting to the ayahuasca, through doing the experience, and then afterwards for integration.
Mm-hmm.
So I just every morning would sit in their presence and just whatever something would come through telling me to do something, but every day for that week coming up to it. And I ordered this skull that I would have in front of me on wherever I was at when I meditate, just right in front of me, just to remind myself. And I knew at the end I was going to end up on the beach and I was going to burn the skull for Thanksgiving. So I knew I was going to carry this around me this whole entire process. So the night before, I wanted to make sure I got great sleep because I had actually never gone on I went on an airplane and went places before, but I've never done anything myself. It's always been me going tagging along. So this was my first adventure of getting it on an airplane, renting a vehicle, and going out somewhere where I don't know anyone.
Right.
I had no idea about who I was going to meet or anything other than the fact
to find Ubers and do all that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So I was like, let's just make this happen. So the night before, I felt like I got good sleep. I get up, I get on the first flight to a transition. There's 2 flights I have to get to this airport. And so when I'm at the second airport, I see that there's another plane going to Orlando. So I was like, I'm going to just make sure this isn't my flight. So I go up to the guy and he says, yeah, yours is 2 hours from now at this other terminal. So as I'm walking away, I hear this guy out of nowhere talking to someone else about ayahuasca. And I'm like, all right, I got to go talk to him. Like, there's no way I'm not going to. And me and this guy just start shooting it off. He's like, yeah, man, it's my first time. He's like, it's kind of crazy. I just kind of got off caffeine and quit smoking. And I'm like, holy smokes, man, this is crazy. So, it kind of kicked it off, kind of small talk, but it was really cool. And he's like, I'll see you there. So he heads on out and I'm like, this is awesome. So I get on my second flight, and that week coming up, after not having any caffeine or THC, just by that moment, I was seeing how much more alive I was, how I didn't feel like I had to be on substance, how instead of, I can have these great conversations, and I'm really great with communication, it doesn't matter what I'm on, but how much more I want to have the communication, how much more I felt a connection to people. So I was feeling really comfortable, and I was like, I'm really excited about this, and I'm happy I don't have no nerves, I just can't wait to talk to them. So I finally get off my second flight and I go get my vehicle. And by the time I get my vehicle, this migraine starts coming along. And I only get them like 2 times a year. And when I get migraines, it gets to the point where I have to be in darkness. Otherwise, I just feel so much pain. Pain's to the point of drying up.
No, like,
yeah,
like motherfucker.
Yeah, so it was starting to stress me out, and I'm like, okay. Also, I had a pressurized cabin. How much sleep did I have? I haven't had this caffeine, so I start kind of getting stressed out. But I get to the facility. My head's still hurting, but I get inside. They test your body to make sure your heart's good, your health's good, and they really want to make sure that you're going to have the best experience possible because they care about you at this place. So I checked in, and throughout, as the time was going on, and we do this blessing over the ayahuasca where you thank the spirits of the north, to the south, to the east, to the west, and the spirits and animals, to the sky, to the water, of the land. And ironically, that's what I do every time I have this business meeting with my partner. We always do the exact same thing. And I already was like, whoa, this is tripping me out.
Wow.
So I felt that, and they said, what's your word? Because right at the beginning of your ceremony, everyone goes around and gives one word before each of your the weekend. And my word was gratitude, because I was able to make it there.
Yeah.
I'm just thankful I'm there. And I had my intention. And my intention was in 2019, my father passed away from cancer. And those 4 months before he passed, I felt like I was a burnout, and I had this weight on me that I wasn't a good enough son. I should have been better during those last moments. I shouldn't have been, someone that my dad would be. He always loved me and was proud of me, but I just felt there's something I didn't do good enough, and I wish I was better. And that weight just kept just stuck on me. And I got so tired of it, and it's why I wanted to go do ayahuasca in the first place, for healing. And so that first night after we do our blessing, the blessing on the substance, it hit about 6, and I knew 8 was when the thing was supposed to go down. And I actually tried to get out. I tried to ask the people if I could leave, get a hotel, and come back, because my head was just getting worse and worse. And they said that there was just too many liabilities. Like, it could be a problem. It might be really hard for me to get back in. And they gave me this face mask, and I said, well, I'll just lay down. So I just laid down for the next 2 hours, and my head was just pounding and pounding. And then everyone started the ceremony and drank the ayahuasca. And it was about 30 minutes after they did, I thought, you know, I'm going to take this, and hopefully this gets rid of my headache.
Whoa, you're wild, dude.
So I do that, and I sit there for about 2 hours. And then I hear this gong, and my head's been hurting this whole time, and it's only been getting worse and worse. And they say, come here if you want to do more. And I said, well, if that didn't get rid of my headache, let's try to do more. So I go get more, and I take it, and I'm just sitting there. And as time keeps progressing, all that's going on in my head is, this isn't doing anything to me. Nothing's going on. I just feel this pain more and more, and all I feel in myself is, make sure your body and your temple is clean. You need to find a way to get out of here and leave this place right now and be done. Just like, get out of here, you're done. That was your experience. You came here, you felt this pain, and that's just telling you you just need to cleanse out your life even more and quit with the substances completely. And I was just like, baffled, and I didn't know what time it was, but people were starting to fall asleep, and the guy next to me started snoring, and it just got so loud. And a part of me laughed, because when I'd go on vacation with my dad, every time when it was time to go to sleep, it would be, I got to get to sleep before him because he's gonna start snoring.
Right.
And of course, this guy, it's super intense, and I'm just sitting there in pain. And then I'm like, all right, I gotta throw up. And I go over and I just throw up. And it's not like a heave, throw up. It was like literally go over, fountain, and then done. And I sit back. And the guy comes by, and he's just like, whatever that was in you is now gone. And I'm like, that was really awesome of him, and I'm appreciative, but I gotta get out of here. And I just wait till I see people walking by and going across, and it's like Splinter Cell. I'm getting my bag all together, and then right when the lady is looking down, because I always make sure people are taking care of people, making sure you're taking care of the facilitators.
Yep.
I get up, grab my bag, and I take off. And I'm sneaking by everyone. I'm going by these people, and then there's someone by the cars, and so I'm crouched down, hiding by the cars.
God, no.
and I wait till they walk by. This is like 10 minutes, dude. Like, I'm waiting. And then I'm like, as soon as I get in this car, I gotta go. Like, there's no stop. Turn on the thing, unlock the car, lights turn on. I'm driving. No. So I'm driving down the road.
Oh my God.
All the way. And I'm like, all right, dude, I'm out of here. I got this. And I go down. And then sure enough, there's a gate up.
Nah.
And I get to that gate, and I'm like, no, this is not good. No, dude. And I'm like, I got to get out and undo the gate. And then I look in my rearview mirror, and there's 3 people walking towards me in all white. And I'm like, okay, this is bad. This is really bad. And I just get out of the car, and I tell them, I'm so sorry. My head hurts. I got to go. And what Brandon says to me is, dude, first off, it's all right, man. Like, this is a part of your journey. Don't worry about it. Like, we can get you out of here in the morning, but we'll have to get you, good with the doctor. We can get you inside of the house so you're away from people and get to sleep and just make you comfortable. Don't worry, man. It's all good. I'm about to leave and possibly hurt this facility's reputation. And these people come up to me, with me not communicating at all, I was in pain, with the most love. And I just started like tearing up, and I was like, first off, you're all getting a hug. And I give him a hug. And he's like, dude, just in the morning, come find me. We'll get it all checked out. We can get you out of here. It's no problem. And then then this is just an added bonus for the video. They said, "Are you good? Just go in. We can drive your car back." I said, "Well, I just gotta be honest. Like, I put insurance on this thing, and I've driven on way worse. I can drive this backwards." So I got in the car and reversed it back. And then halfway back, some guy was like, "Can I please just get in the car right with you?" And I'm like, "Dude, hop in, man." And so I start laughing. We're kicking it off, and I end up going in, and I go to sleep inside. And I woke up the next morning, and I thought they were gonna wake me up at 5 and be like, "All right, let's get you checked out of here." I wake up, and I probably only got like 5 hours of sleep, but the headache's gone. And I'm like, wow, okay. Well, I guess let's just go see what's going on here in the morning. Maybe I don't have to leave. Maybe they'll let me do the morning ceremony I got to. So I go and I wander up to the morning ceremony. And everyone's doing yoga, and it's so beautiful because they have such a beautiful grove, man. So beautiful. And like, so we're doing the yoga, and then they're like, "All right, we're gonna start morning session here in about 10 minutes. So I go over and I talk to the administrators of the program, saying, "I thank you guys so much for being so respectful and kind, and I want to stick around." They're like, "Oh, we're so happy you're sticking around. Cool. That is no problem at all. Like, are you doing morning ceremony?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That's phenomenal. Go have fun." Like, and I just like, wow, the amount of love I am being shown here, beyond measure. Like, so appreciative. And so I'm getting my bed set ready, and the guy next to me is the guy who I met at the airport, and him and I just started chatting it off and having a great time out in the forest. And we're like, "Dude, we're gonna be able to do this together right next to each other." So we start off the second ceremony, and out in the forest, it was such a different environment because I felt so much more connected with Mother Gaia, and I saw this squirrel and these birds, and when I'd see animals, I felt like they deserve the right to be on this planet and have a beautiful life just as much as every single one of us. And when you'd hear people, some were laughing, some were throwing up, some were truly going through exorcisms where, when we discussed later, they had astral snakes coming out of from their heart chakra out their mouth, and going through these transformations. And I was sitting there in this reflection, and then all of a sudden my dad comes. Oh, wow. And his spirit comes, and I feel his presence. Oh. And like, as you know, when someone enters the room that's your friend at somewhere, and while looking at you, I felt him. And he comes up and he tells me, just like the gate last night, all this is a part of your journey. You can't expect yourself to be the man who you are today. Just way back when you're going through a transformation yourself. And I love you, and I'm here with you. I'm at your side. I am a guide. Your ancestors are here with you at your side as a guide. And the weight that is able to lift off me is like beyond words. Like, the amount of healing to be able to experience from all that and know that it's real. And after that, like, I was able to release. And I was just crying, and it wasn't crying of being sad that he's gone. It was tears of joy knowing he was there, and that he is here, and he's here with all my members of my family, and he cares so much. And I was able to finally have that release, and that weight were lifted from me. And when I looked up to the sky, feeling like I could reach new heights, a bald eagle flies right over me.
Yes, right.
And it was like, dude, this is incredible. And I remember sitting up, I put on my sunglasses, and I looked to my buddy, and he just put on his sunglasses at the exact same time, and we say simultaneously, "Damn."
Right.
And it was so beautiful and trippy. And then I sit back and just shut my eyes, and all of a sudden, past lives just start rolling over me to where I'm seeing myself in different outfits. It's different. It's like the same energetic presence I have outside of like the faces I would see. So it's like I knew it was me, but it was a little different. You know, I was in a couple different races and such, and it was so beautiful, and it felt so real. And knowing like the things I've been feeling in my life, about the lessons I've learned and places I've been, as well as, for instance, like my connection to the Goetia and the spirits of Solomon, like why it is I've always felt so drawn to them, why it is I've always felt so much love to want to give to the fallen angels, because the amount of gifts and love that they've given us in humanity, and just the known fact that the world has been twisting everything upside down, how much we've been put inside this box, how all these things I've learned, it's the truth. And I'm not just some wild guy that needs to wear aluminum foil on my head, but I'll do it anyways. I don't really care. But it just felt so solidified. And at the end of that session, it was the first time I ate food for a couple days. I remember eating it by the lake, and there's a sign there, and it says, stop for a moment, look up at the sky, and just give a thanks for the next minute. And all I could do is sit there, and I was so happy. Like, I really feel this transformation I've been asking Santa Morte to get. And my mind was to be able to change and be able to hold on to it. And having that mind control, manifestation, alteration with Orias. And I was just like sitting in this whole entire like, wow, I have this. This is able to happen. This is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And all I could sit was the gratitude. And then I'm like, great, now we have another night of it. So what can I do now? And I just said, Mother Aya, whatever you want me to do and whatever you want me to see, you've already given me the healing and this transformation. So what is it you would want ever to show me? I'm going for it. So my first session, I did 3 teaspoon, or the 3 scoops. I forget how.
Wow.
And then after they asked for our next time, I went up and got more, and I was getting ready to do 2 more on top of it. But as I'm getting up to get the second thing, I'm looking at the fire, and
I love journeying by the fire.
Oh, dude, there was some girls sitting around it, and every time I'd look at them, I was like, these are the oracles of Delphi right here. Like, they are tapped in right here, and they're like all laughing, and I'm like, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
But as I was standing by the fire, Mother Aya's voice said, you could totally handle it, but you would much more enjoy just doing one. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So I do the additional one, and I'm sitting in the back, and I'm sitting up, and like at this point my cheekbones hurt because I can't stop smiling. Like, everything is so beautiful. If I shut my eyes 1 second, I still travel to Santolak, and I'm talking with him. Next second, I'm with Bune, talking with her, and whatever spirit I was thinking about I could go to. And then my sister who passed away, she comes up in my mind, and I think about her. Next thing, I'm sitting across from her, and we're having a conversation. And all of a sudden, these downloads just kept coming. So I grabbed my journal, and I started just writing and writing. And the thing is, my handwriting's already terrible. So like, it went from 4th grade to 3rd grade. But I know most people would have problem writing on that. But to me, I was like, it looks terrible as is. So I just started writing what it was telling me, and like my next path workings I needed to do. And as I'm sitting up, I look over and I see this. It didn't really show me, like, it jump out at me before, but there's this tapestry of this blue lion, and that's how Orias comes to me, just staring at me, and I'm like, whoa, you've been here the whole time. Okay, dude, like, thank you. And then like I just saw his presence like standing next to me. He's totally jacked and awesome and like quiet, but he was there. And then as I was there, I was seeing people who were going through it. And one of my buddies, because they do integration, where after the second session, everyone talks about what their intent was and what experience they've had and what they're going to do for their last thing. And I remember hearing people's stories, and I had not, besides like 3 years back, and then that prior session outside of crying, I hadn't cried in years. Damn. And hearing these people's stories, some were saying they were having these exorcisms, the snakes coming out. some people saying they're seeing how their father was to them and how they are to their kids and how they want to do way better.
Yeah.
And then this one guy was telling me how he had fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. Wow. And how he was going through these suicidal things and how he was going to go jump in front of a train. And right before he was about to jump before it, he hears this voice that tells him, it's like, ayahuasca. He just hears that. And then he ends up getting pulled to this place. And I heard his story, and I literally couldn't hold back tears when he was telling it. Like, it was literally the most intense I could feel someone. And so as I'm sitting back during this last session, and I'm watching the moon like go just across the sky, and I'm like,
so beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, dude,
God. Yeah.
So beautiful. The fire, the trees, and then seeing the people just like going up, putting blankets over other people and like holding angels, their hands. Man. Oh, dude, it was so beautiful. I felt that connection and love that they had for people, and I was like, I have to say thank you to them.
It's like how life should be, you know.
Yes, and that's something. Geez, all politicians need to go do it, and I put that as a mandate. Like seriously, the amount of love. And these people are sober, and in the last night it was cold too. Like it got cold out, and to see them just sitting there all bundled up and like helping out people, I'm like,
still doing it. Yeah,
y'all are beautiful. And across from me, the guy who told me that story, I could see as he's trying to get help, but when people would come by, like they're helping other people, and it was like right at that last second, like you could see his hand go up, and like I was seeing it, and I was like, dang, I know they say you have to stay in your own personal space, but like my entire experience is starting to morph into his experience, because I'm like, dude, I'm
definitely, you can feel other people's experiences like so freaking intensely. It's really wild when you're with a lot of people like that, for sure.
It's very telepathic. It opens that up, and I see that going on, and I'm like, dude, after 20 minutes, I'm like, I can't, I got to get help for him. So as soon as I see someone come by, I'm like, come here, and the most. Because your body feels like you're on, for me, it felt like I was on a deck of a ship that was kind of going back and forth. My mind is thinking perfectly fine. My speech was about -5 on a 10 scale. So putting what's going on in here to words is a little hard, but I was able to express like, look, I need you to check in on him. I know this is going on. And so he goes over and talks to him. And like, after about like 10 minutes, the guy comes back to me and he's like, dude, thank you so much. I love you, brother. And like, all I can do is smile and be like, dude, this is so beautiful. Like, thank you for having that gate up. Like, seriously, thank you so much for having that gate up, because I'm able to have my transformation and to be able to be here to help people. And then I started getting up. Every time I saw someone, like I just started on the try and talk and say thank you for being here, grabbing a door to open it for people. And then I realized like I have a lot of this in my system, and I'm just like trying to now become a helper over here. Like, bro, I know I have a loving spirit and all, but like also go back to your thing to sit down finally. So I was like, okay, it's time to sit down. And I think it's about 7:30 in the morning, and I remember checking my phone finally, and it says like 3 a.m. and I'm like, wow.
Sunday, like Saturday night into Sunday?
Yeah, Saturday into Sunday, and I'm like, what just happened? Like, time doesn't exist, and I was up the rest of the night. There was no going to sleep. I'm just like wide awake, sitting with happiness, and eventually breakfast comes by.
Feeling amazing, right?
Oh, dude, I didn't want to. That mind state and that feeling, not only is it like you go to this other realm, but you don't just like have this come down, like, and then be like, okay, burned out, like all other psychedelics.
Yeah, dude. It's an afterglow that you could stay in for 6 months.
Yes, exactly, man.
Yeah.
So I ended up, I had ended up going early because my buddy was flying in to Orlando at noon. So I was able to we did our last words for Around the Circle. And I was able to say transformation. Because like a caterpillar going into a cocoon, that changed me. I was able to let go of this weight. And realize that I love my life being It was sobriety. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna have coffee here and there, and I'll smoke on the occasion. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, sobriety is it, because I enjoy feeling that, being in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so thankful. And I was telling my buddy, I picked him up at the airport, about my experiences, and I'm crying as I'm telling him about these experiences, and it's mind blowing. And I'm like, this is crazy. And we pull up, because I wanted to get groceries at this store, just because, like, before we get to the hotel room. And I look up and I see this extra huge raven just like sitting up on the thing. I was like, bro, I'm just telling you right now, that's a watcher. But usually they always come in threes for me. And right when I say that, two other ones go right over my shoulder, right next to him.
All right on cue, right?
Right on,
awesome.
Right on time, dude. And so he's laughing, I'm laughing, and we're like, okay, man, this is great. Thank you, guys. Let's just go find some food. Let's just go to that restaurant there. It was just some random restaurant. We're like, sure. So we walk in, and it's a Santa Muerte restaurant. I had no idea.
Whoa, really?
She's everywhere.
Wow.
She's everywhere. And I'm mind blown. Like, dude, I'm getting chills right now. I'm mind blown. I'm like, dude, this is crazy, bro. Wait till I tell you. So we sit down in this booth. I look to my right, and there's this lion right there. A lion on this sign, like literally right next to their door for the restaurant. Orias.
Wow.
So I'm like, I was like, you have literally from beforehand to afterhand showed me signs that you've been here the whole time.
Yeah.
My feeling in that whole week was so trippy because we just stayed sober. And the amount of ridiculousness on going up to everyone, like going up to a pool, yelling, "What's up, everyone? If you want these pineapples and these oranges, welcome to them. Here you go." Walking by people, like cool. we had Delta 8 with us, and I was like, I don't even want it. I was like, I don't care. So I saw people and they're smoking. I was like, yo, you guys, you want this? Take them. We go to this arcade, and there's these kids like asking for quarters. We're like, hey, you know what St. Anthony's good for? And the kid's like, what's that? Like finding things. And my buddy put $1 over, and then we're like, St. Anthony. And then the kids are like, oh, look, $1. And it was just these beautiful experiences. Awesome. I ended up meeting so many beautiful people. I'm actually gonna be able to incorporate in the show I'm making. I got to meet, I got to hold. I'm terrified of reptiles, and I went to this place and I held a crocodile. Whoa. I held a snake. Wow. I held a tarantula. And I was sober and laughing. Like, that's so dude, awesome. This is beautiful. Right. And then we're walking around, and I go to the beach because I wanted to burn the skull in the Sigil of Orias to give my Thanksgiving. And I'm at the beach, and we can't get it lit, but I find this like little hole, and I'm like, dude, I'm supposed to dig a hole. And my buddy's like, all right, so we dig a huge hole, and I finally get it so I can light the candle and burn the sigil inside this big sand hole. And the wind's going everywhere. It's getting crazy.
Yeah, it's hard on the beach, isn't it?
Dude, I didn't realize it was going to be so beaching hard.
Yeah, it's hard now. Yeah.
Dude, it was awesome. And I'm getting this thing all set, and as it's burning and I'm giving my thanks, just like, not only thanks for the transformation, but that it will stick with me for all eternity. And you both are welcome at my side always. Like, I love you both. And then she says to me, you're not supposed to burn it all out and then take it. Bury it. And so I said, all right. So as it's burning, I throw in all the sand and bury it all and knock it there. She's like, that's your old self. It's gone. Nice. Now leave. And I walk away. And we're walking back to the hotel room, and we kept doing like 7-mile walks, like 10-mile walks at night, because that's like the literally greatest thing. It's saying hi to random people on the beach. And one thing that came into my mind was, once again, like, all animals deserve the love and appreciation. Like, even if I saw a snake again tonight, he deserves the most love and appreciation. And we get back to the hotel room, and lo and behold, there's a freaking big snake like right in front of our hotel.
Whoa.
Huge, sitting there.
Man, you saw so many signs and omens and synchronicities. Like, dude, there's no doubt, right?
Dude, no doubt. And then my buddy, he of course tried to just touch it. It slithers off. I'm like, that's beautiful. But we go back to the beach another night, and we're sitting there just with appreciation, laughing. And these people come up, and they're partying it up. and just having like a good time. But this guy comes up and he's like, "Hey man, what's your name?" And I tell him my name, and then I was like, and he's like, "Man, you have such a cool name, Leighton." And I'm like, yeah, I appreciate it. What's your name? He's like, "I have a lame name. It's Jeff." And that's the name of my dad.
Oh, wow.
Jeff. And he was like, I was like, "Dude, lame name. You just literally," no one else told me their name at their whole little crew. Only he did. And he tells me that. I'm like, "Dude, you literally did more than what you even know by just telling me your name." So after my whole trip and my integration, I mean, I got super sunburned. That was hilarious. And I have a new appreciation for just being able to take showers and sleeping flat on your back on a bed.
Painful.
Oh, great though. You know, because like as the week went on getting back, you know, dead skin and stuff peels off. And it's just a more metaphor on the transformation.
Yeah. Like literally shedding your skin, like spiritually, energetically shedding your skin, and physically as well. Like
yes, like the snake,
man. Yeah,
like the snake. So after coming back, my integration, I definitely have been more within appreciation of what's going on, because I used to have. And I think it's because of caffeine. Rush, get this done. Yeah. Whoa, go. All right. That's not done yet. Man, I must not be doing good enough. And now it's, dude, just appreciate the moment. Like literally. Yeah. If before my experience and after it was nothing but omens and signs, then the divine is there holding my hand, your hand, everyone's hand through our processes. And what more can I do than just love my life and show that love to people? And I work for a job where I do deliveries, and you know, I don't want to do it the rest of my life, but instead of looking at saying I have 220 stops today, great. It's more like I have 220 opportunities to make someone smile.
That's the way to look at it, and like really make every day freaking awesome, and to be able to manifest whatever you want to manifest, because like you already appreciate what you have, you see it as an opportunity and not as like a pain in your ass. So like you're just going to be able to like exceed that and to do whatever else you want to do because you have gratitude and appreciate what you already have. Like that's so important.
And that, I mean, I think the first thing in the morning, I've been doing this for like years, but now I'm embodying it, and that is my appreciation just upon waking up, sitting in my meditation stance, sitting and lighting a candle, being able to just reflect that there's people in my life that are wonderful people in my life I've been able to randomly meet and have like these beautiful connections. And the greatest thing of it all was, so when I had that migraine, we did a group picture. And I don't remember anything about the group picture. I had no, like literally I was so out of it.
You're like, F this group picture.
Yeah. You guys said we were going to be family, but when by the time I leave here, you're a liar. And I tell them I'm leaving there. I love everyone. But I get the picture and I look, and it's like The Shining when you see like the guy sees himself in the picture and it's like trippy.
Right.
Turns out me and my buddy were standing right next to each other in the group picture that I met from the Orlando, that on the way picking up my other friend from the airport, he actually didn't know if he could get a ride to this place next to the airport. And that, before he asked me, it was like, dude, do you need help? Like after this, he's like, can I do that? Awesome. And it's like, man, from each pivotal moment, even me going to that terminal, it's like, dude, so many things are so aligned and magical.
Just like, dude, it's just like so connected, dude. Like, your telepathy, your ESP, your psychic senses is like so freaking like amplified and on point. You know, your empathy, your connection to like not just people, but to the earth and to like every freaking thing. Like it's, I think it's something that like anybody that is on a serious spiritual path, or anybody that's really interested in magic as well, like this experience will only enhance everything about all of it.
Yes, you nailed it on that. When you were saying, I remember when I left and you were like, now you're going to be able to like truly unravel the true power within, like to understand it more and more. And that totally resonates, because before I've done magic, I've always been good at soul traveling and communication. That's always been good. But the resistance and everything else that comes in life, I'm able to just let it wash over. All the stuff just wash over and let go, and be able to see the intricacies, even with a more clear vision. And like I said, like it is difficult, like for me to go up to like all my friends I came back in town, like, how was it? It's like, it was beautiful and amazing experience, but you have to go with it with respect, because the guy who was snoring, his third session beforehand, he was like asking people how much they were doing, and then he was kind of like laughing if they weren't doing as much as he was, and I was like,
wow.
dude, that's not really cool.
Yeah.
And when he took his stuff, he did a burp afterwards, and I was like, that's definitely not respectful.
Wow.
Like, not cool.
What a JA.
I know.
Gosh.
And so throughout the experience, I remember like that last night, like at like 1 a.m., this dude sits up, grabs his mat, throws it, walks out, and I didn't see him the rest of the time. And I was like, and I don't know what could have happened, but all I know is like, I was just like, she is not one to deal with people that are fake, that are just going to be joking. Like, she is.
See ya, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're just trying to have some psychedelic experience, go do something else. Like, this is not that. This is for healing. This is for evolving. And so
it's not a place for flexing any kind of egos or anything like that. It's the time to just like put everything aside and just to totally open up and be open.
Yes.
And like, I've seen some weird people like that there before that just, it's like, ooh, and it's not like, I mean, I welcome everyone that wants to come and experience it, but there are some people that come there that are just, a little bit strange and different, and it's like they have something to prove to everybody there or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And it's like, I did this amount, and I was like, I'm like, dude, like,
just they get humbled quickly, usually in some kind of way. And
exactly.
Yeah. So.
That's why she said only do 4, because she's like, you do 5, like. And I will be honest, like, keeping your diet clean is huge, definitely, as well as once you take it, you can't trust a fart. So you definitely want to be able to understand and be able to get up to walk to a bathroom. That's a huge thing. And look, I haven't even taken on my band yet, dude. That's where I'm at. Like, that they.
Oh wow! Right. That's cool.
I was like, dang man, I can't take that off. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I'm keeping every little bit of that feeling with you that you can. And one good thing that I like about SoulQuest too is that they do offer a integration session, and I mean, there's like probably 4 or 5 that you can take advantage of every week for free forever. It's like via Zoom, and so you can join in whenever it's whatever is convenient for you. They do it like Tuesday nights from like 5 to 7, Thursday nights. I think there's some in the mornings. There's some that focus on addiction recovery. There's some that just focus on integrating the psychedelic experience that you had recently at SoulQuest, and it's just like the same integration meetings that you had while you were there, except for these continue as long as you indefinitely on Zoom, as long as you want to take advantage of it. So that's something that I think is is a really good added value for sure. And I think SoulQuest is great, and there's I'll be talking about this a lot more too here soon. There's a channel called Illuminostic, and everybody check that out too. And this guy offers some really awesome ayahuasca experiences in the Amazon, in Ecuador, and South America. We're gonna be talking a lot more about that soon too. But you already talking about, you're already making plans to go back in, would you say in August or so?
Yep, last weekend of August is my goal. Yep.
Cool, man. That's gonna be freaking awesome. And like, like every experience is different with her, and it definitely, every time that I sit with that medicine, I'm just like peeling more layers back and peeling more layers back, getting rid of things that I don't really carry around anymore, getting rid of things that I've taken ownership of that I didn't need to. Just like the benefits are just so many, they're just too numerous to list. And too, like if people are having any type of and I don't want to like I'm not a doctor and I don't want to give medical advice and things of that nature. But if, people that are, having issues with depression and things of that nature, as long as you're not on any SSRI type of medication for depression, then ayahuasca is a good option for you. You gotta, of course, you gotta read into the medical guidelines, and I don't want to steer you in any direction, but from my understanding, that's one of the big ones is SSRI medication, or SSRI inhibitors or whatever it is, antidepressants. That would be dangerous if to mix those two things, but I have seen it work wonders for people, and myself included. For addiction. I had a horrible meth addiction for quite a while, and Mother Aya helped me rid my freaking self of that plague entirely. The first weekend that I sat with the medicine years ago, and that was freaking awesome. I can't, the gratitude I have for that is just, words, there's no words. And for depression too. It's something that I'd allowed myself to get really, really depressed again, and I should have. I don't want to say I'm using it as a crutch or something like that, but it does help to pull you out of those types of states of, chemical imbalance, if you will. I mean, it seems to kind of repair these receptors and neural pathways and help things get to firing and moving through your brain as they should, and kind of helping to be able to help you self-regulate your mood and things of that nature. And I've noticed that, to definitely be true. And when I was sitting with the medicine at least once every 6 months, I was on top of the world and feeling great all the time. And but the integration is a huge part of it too.
Yes.
And if you don't integrate the experience, then of course it's just going to mean nothing more than a psychedelic experience of pretty colors and trippy this and that or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's the powerful thing with this medicine. It's like, you have this amazing experience while you're there, and it's just it's earth-shattering, life-changing, but it's really not even about what happens there. It's about what happens once you go home and how you integrate the experience, the changes, the positive changes that you can make, the way that you see the world in a more positive way, in a more optimistic way. And then and this is really, truly, this is a large percentage of people, this is their experience with this plant medicine. It's life-changing experiences. Really having the benefits of 10 years of traditional therapy in a weekend. Yeah. And it's you just you can't put a price on it. It's awesome, and I highly recommend it to anyone, really. I mean, I feel like it's, and I think that you have this notion too from talking to you off camera earlier. It's a big part of, I feel, of my life's mission to propagate this medicine in any way that I can, and
yes.
And to incorporate magic with it, and I'm
looking
forward to doing that.
Yes, it's just another truth. As you look down, you see the puppet strings. You have people politically pulling puppet strings, and you find out both the parties fighting. Why are you choosing either side? There's puppets there, and you find out the restraints religions try to put on us, put us in boxes. And no, that's no, don't look outside the box. And the amount of healing you get from escaping all that. And then just like ayahuasca, there's some people that of course are going to speak out against, and I've already had people be like, oh my God, I can't believe that. And it's there's not everyone's gonna be able to understand and be able to also integrate, because some people are scared to do anything besides drink alcohol.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, I mean,
and I will say it's not for everyone.
Yeah,
it's not for everyone, but for those that
spiritually inclined,
explorative nature in them, without a doubt,
100%. And that's the thing. If you are about magic, becoming it better at mastering yourself, and just feeling that divine and getting tapped in, as well as ready to just renew your life, this is the biggest renewer. And you said 6 months, that's what I feel like for me. I feel like every 6 months I'd love to integrate it, and if I ever can really get myself inside of a location where I could be able to go help out at a facility like that, to just help people through the process. I love that. Any way to just help out the world, because this makes me, I've always loved the world, but this makes me just in love with the world.
Right. It does. It does. It connects you to the entire world, like the entire fabric of it. It feels like in a more intimate way than you ever could have possibly have before. Mm-hmm. Like, and the way that it just really helps you to understand and realize the importance of gratitude in your life, the importance of self-love and self-care, and the importance of taking care of other people too, and how the world goes around that way. And it's like that give and take, and that like the universal law of exchange, like everything is just like a beautiful symphony. Like everything, every interaction with everything in our life is like a beautiful symphony. And this medicine like really helps you to like truly peel everything back so that it's like simple and you understand it, because like it's very simple. But we've like overcomplicated everything to the nth degree through all of our bullshit. But once you peel it all away, like everything is just very simple, and it all works, and like we can really truly like have like a harmonious existence. But there's like too many people in this world have too many layers that they still need to remove, and like myself included, of course. But like I can't help but get a sense too, like in sitting with this medicine that, and I don't know if you got this notion yourself, but I did seriously feel like that when you sit with that medicine and you're going through that journey, that you're like in some kind of freaking way, like healing the earth and like healing your ancestral trauma, and like healing all it's like you're literally like going back in time and helping to heal things that had already happened that are like attached to like your DNA and your ancestry. Like it's like literally like you're like this special person that's doing this for like your ancestors. You're like going through this crazy spiritual journey to like help them heal and release things and like right wrongs and things from like the past. Like I could feel all of that like really, really strongly.
Yeah, it's great that you say that, because that's what I was feeling when I felt that connection with the ancestors. Mm-hmm. Was seeing kind of how things kind of got kind of messy on certain sides of the family and such. And funny enough, it's really cool. I'm so happy you're mentioning all this. I went to the gym the other day. My aunt was there, and I started talking with her about my dad and all these other things, and like it kind of explaining stuff that happened in the past and how it's great that things are now changing. I told her about my experience, and then she's mentioning like about my uncle, and no one's like really talked to him in a long time. And I'm like, wow, let me reach out to him. And yesterday I talked with him for a while. And it was like all these things sparked like, that love recycling and the appreciation for one another. And just like for them, like, thank you so much for this call. And
it's so, dude, it means so much more than you would ever know, dude. Right?
Oh, so much.
Yeah, because like you let time go by and you lose those connections, and like and then like before you know it, you're like, whoa, that's like 10 years ago. And like it means so much to people. Just for something simple like that means so freaking much, dude.
Oh,
and those connections are important to have in your life. Completely. Like so many people just want to like remove all connections, and not it's like, because like for a lot of people it's like I think they don't want to have to like be responsible to ever have to be called upon by someone to help them out. Then again, like, what are you gonna do when you need help? Who are you gonna call?
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's why it's great to have friends. And it's not about because like I need a friend to do something for me, but like it makes life awesome when you go help them, and then when you need help, they come help you, and like you can do so much more and get so much further when you work together as a team. But that requires like being inconvenienced, doing things you don't want to do sometimes. Having to like put your needs and wants aside and focus on another's for a few moments. Like people aren't really willing to do that anymore very often.
Yeah, and doing those things, you end up not feeling the gratitude and love, and when it's you're being pushed to do something because someone's being lazy and they're not want to change. Another thing that someone genuinely needs help, and even just in the everyday life, holding open that door for someone, saying "Have a great day," and just smiling. Like even me, I had to get a crown on my tooth today, and the people were so thankful. I was like, we just love when you come in here. Gratitude's so positive and great. And I'm like, you guys saying that to me, I love you guys being in here. And it's just like this big like love fest going on. And I'm like, bringing that and taking that everywhere you go, like,
dude, it makes like just like really like you start to like create the reality that you want to see through like everybody else, man. And like because like you start to feel like realize like that it is all you, and that like you're all connected, and it's like just crazy awesome. I think that can be reality if you want it to be, and if you cultivate that.
Yeah, exactly. What's your intent? And so which wolf are you feeding? And if you just start off with those love actions and then you keep it going on in your day, eventually it's just going to be a part of you, and you're going to be doing it all the time. And you're like, wow, it's really hard to have a really bad day. Not everything goes perfect, don't get me wrong, but the way in which issues come about and come at you, it's just whatever, because then you see that thing actually pointed you in this direction for this situation to happen, and now you met one of the coolest people inside of your entire life. I got a new Uber guy that can hit me up anytime and take me where I need, just in case. Just an example, but yeah, life's beautiful, and I thank you, JD. Thank you so much, man. You are such an amazing individual, and on the Santa Muerte, telling me about that, and then the transformation, like your words really were seeds that are able to just grow and help me out on my journey. So thank you truly for my
You're welcome, and thank you so much for being here, and you're freaking amazing, awesome MF for yourself. And everybody, don't forget to check out El the Alchemist's channel on YouTube. It's El the Alchemist on YouTube, and where else can people find you too?
And if anyone wants to book me for anything, blacklightalchemy.com. I do all sorts of spells and such. So just you can fill out my contact form. And also, if you do have like any issues like going on, like maybe like a spiritual poltergeist, you can also hit me up there. And whenever I can, I'll definitely let you know what I would do just to help you out. And I also have a program called the Blacklight Alchemy program. And it's where you integrate your magic into your physical body to become a Blacklight Olympian. And essentially the course is just you kind of seeing different things I've done in my life that helped me be able to push myself harder. And I love Dragon Ball Z and Super Saiyans. And to me, this is just a way to be able to help people see that their mind-body connection, they can unlock like a physical raw power inside of them, and you can achieve anything. And whether it's getting inside of a really cold shower, or it's just being able to feel your energy body by doing a little qigong, I got a little bit of everything. So you can always check that out too.
Excellent. And that will be in the description. All of that information, all the links to all of that will be there in the description. So check that out. And don't forget to subscribe to his YouTube channel as well, El the Alchemist. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well. And I just want to thank everybody so much for being here. I really just can't thank everybody enough, because without you, none of this would be possible. So thank you so much to all the viewers and all the supporters. And we will see you very soon. And thank you again, El.
No problem. Thank you all. Stay blessed, and just realize living your life with gratitude's the attitude.
Right on. Love that. Oh, yeah.